Fact 1. Toy Story was almost a complete failure. When you think of Pixar, the first movie that comes to mind is usually Toy Story, the groundbreaking 1995 film that became the world's first fully computer-animated feature. But here's something most fans don't know. Toy Story was nearly cancelled before it even hit theaters. In the early 90s, Disney executives weren't convinced that computer animation could hold an audience's attention for a full-length movie. When Pixar pitched Toy Story, the studio demanded rewrites that turned Woody into a sarcastic, almost unlikable character. In fact, there's a version known as the Black Friday reel, where Woody was mean, rude, and not at all the lovable cowboy we know today. Test audiences hated it. Disney nearly pulled the plug. But the Pixar team begged for 2 more weeks to fix the script. They rewrote Woody's personality into a loyal leader, gave Buzz his Space Ranger charm, and the rest is history. Toy Story didn't just succeed, it changed animation forever. If Pixar had failed here, we might never have had Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, or Coco. Medium White Star Fact 2. The Pixar Theory. All movies are connected. One of the most fascinating fan theories about Pixar is that every single Pixar movie takes place in the same universe. Here's how it works. In Brave, magic gives life to objects. In Toy Story, toys come to life. In Cars, machines evolve intelligence. In Wall-E, humans leave Earth, machines rule. In Monsters Incorporated, the future world relies on children's screams, which connect back to Boo from Monsters being the witch from Brave. Mind blown. Many fans believe Pixar actually drops Easter eggs in every film to hint at this shared universe. Like when you see the Pizza Planet truck or the famous code A113 hidden somewhere in every single movie. Whether or not Pixar officially confirms this theory, it's undeniable that they've built one of the richest, most interconnected film worlds in animation. Fact 3. Finding Nemo's research took years. When Pixar set out to make Finding Nemo, they didn't just guess how the ocean looked. They sent animators to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, studied fish at aquariums, and even took scuba diving lessons. The level of detail was insane. Every coral reef, every fish scale, even the way light shines underwater, all of it was carefully studied to make the movie feel real. But here's the funny part. Pixar's animators got so good at making the ocean realistic that when they showed early footage to test audiences, people complained it looked too real. They thought it was live action. So the animators actually had to make the water less realistic and more cartoony so kids wouldn't get confused. Imagine being so talented that you have to make your work look worse. Finding Nemo went on to win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature and remains one of Pixar's most beloved films. Fact 4. The Incredibles almost starred a very different family. Brad Bird, the genius behind The Incredibles, pitched the idea years before Pixar picked it up. Originally, the Parr family was much larger, with extra siblings who had powers like teleportation and shape-shifting. But Pixar realized the movie would be too long and complicated, so they cut the family down to just Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, Violet, Dash, and Baby Jack Jack. Fun fact, the Parr family's last name is actually a pun. They're called Parr because their powers need to be in par, or balanced with family life. Pixar loves their puns. Medium White Star Fact 5. Wall-E's name is a tribute. Ever wondered why Wall-E is called Wall-E? His name actually stands for Waste Allocation Load Lifter, Earth Class. But there's more. The name is also a secret tribute to Walter Elias Disney, the founder of the Disney Company. Get it? WALLE equals Walter Elias. That's right. Pixar secretly honored Walt Disney in one of their most iconic films. And if you think about it, Wall-E himself is a symbol of creativity, imagination, and hope for the future, values that Walt Disney himself stood for. Medium White Star Fact 6. Cars was inspired by a real road trip. Director John Lasseter took a road trip across Route 66 to research for Cars. He visited small towns, met with mechanics, and interviewed locals about how America changed when highways replaced old roads. Many of the film's characters and locations are directly inspired by real people and places he met along the way. For example, Radiator Springs was modeled after several small towns in Arizona. Cars wasn't just about racing, it was about slowing down and appreciating the journey. Fact 7. Up's opening scene took months of research. The heartbreaking first 10 minutes of Up are considered one of the greatest openings in cinema. But Pixar didn't just wing it. They worked with psychologists and grief counselors to accurately show the stages of love, marriage, and loss. The result? An emotional roller coaster that made even grown adults cry in theaters. In fact, many critics said Up's first 10 minutes were more powerful than most entire movies. It just goes to show that Pixar doesn't just make kids' films. They make films about life itself. Fact 8. Coco's guitar took 6 months to animate. In Coco, Miguel's guitar isn't just a random instrument. Animators spent 6 months studying how a real guitar works so that every finger movement matched perfectly. When Miguel strums, the chords and notes are accurate to real-life guitar playing. That level of detail is why Coco feels so authentic, and why musicians loved it. Pixar believes small details create big emotions. Fact 9. Pixar loves hiding the Pizza Planet truck. The Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story appears in almost every Pixar movie, sometimes in obvious ways, sometimes hidden in the background. Fans have spotted it in Cars, Monsters Incorporated, Brave, Finding Dory, and even Inside Out. It's become Pixar's version of a signature Easter egg, like saying, "Yep, this is Pixar." It's almost like a game for fans. Spot the Pizza Planet truck. Medium white star. Fact 10. Pixar has a secret story room called the Braintrust. Every Pixar movie goes through a secret process called the Braintrust. It's a meeting of Pixar's top directors and writers, like Andrew Stanton, Pete Docter, and Brad Bird, who sit together and brutally critique each film in progress. No one is allowed to take criticism personally. The Braintrust exists to make Pixar movies the best they can possibly be. Without it, we might never have had masterpieces like Inside Out or Ratatouille. It's one of Pixar's most powerful secrets. Clapperboard outro, engagement. And there you have it, 10 amazing Pixar facts you never knew. From Toy Story almost failing to the Pizza Planet truck popping up everywhere, Pixar is full of secrets, creativity, and heart. But now I want to hear from you. Which Pixar fact blew your mind the most? Was it Wall-E being named after Walt Disney, or the hidden Pixar theory that connects every single movie? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you love discovering Pixar secrets, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with your fellow Pixar fans. Because at the end of the day, Pixar doesn't just make movies, they make magic.